Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha, and I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. Oh, it is afternoon. I just looked at the time. Okay. I guess I'm getting a little late start today. Okay. But it is I don't know, in a lot of the areas here in the DFW area, a lot of places got real snow this morning, and I'm a little jealous unless we're getting ours a little later. I said, what in the Timu Wish version of snow do we have going on here? Okay, because we were looking for the streets to be covered, the grass to be covered, things of that sort. And we don't have any of that. It just looks like it's raining. Okay. So we'll see as time goes on. Uh, we will see what happens with the snow here in our area. But let's get into it, y'all. This will be an interesting live. And I have a lot to say about this topic today. Uh, y'all, don't forget, it is my birthday month. If you would like to be a blessing, you're always welcome to send super stickers, super chats, or cash apps. And that is my cash app hosted. Thank you all that have already been a blessing to me this month. It really, really means a lot. Make sure you hit the like button. Let everyone know that we are live. This is going to be a good one because, yeah, you'll see. You'll see why. Okay, let's see who we have. Hey, Aries Black. Hey, sis. Thank you for joining this morning. Good morning, V, or good afternoon, V. Thank you for joining as well. So, y'all, okay, we're going to get into this topic because it's a lot of people having some conversations about this topic. And this one, it hit my heart as well. We have a lot of people that may have watched the Ellen DeGeneres show because Ellen had been on for a long time. Her show ran a long time. And she did a lot of great things on her show. She gave away a lot of gifts. She would always have like her dancing at the beginning of her show and get the audience up and so forth. Well, she had a DJ named Stephen Boss, and they called him Twitch. And he was very energetic, funny personality. He did a lot of dance videos, had his wife on as well a lot of times. And this is him and his wife. If you're not familiar with Twitch, he had three beautiful children, and they, did even videos on the Ellen Show of his when his wife was pregnant and so forth. Here is Twitch there on the Ellen Show during that time, and it was kind of emotional too. The last little show that they had, and them hugging and her saying her goodbyes to Twitch. It was kind of emotional. We haven't heard a lot from Ellen since Twitch's passing away. Hey, Joanne, welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. V said, girl, I'm happy you didn't go live early today. We were up late. I got some good sleep once I put my youngest on the bus. I know that's right. Me too. I went back to sleep. I did too. Yes, yes. Very sad and unfortunate. Hey, Catherine, thank you for joining. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you hit the like button. Now, we were so used to seeing Twitch being joyful and happy and doing his dances and DJing and, being a great father and husband publicly. And it came to our surprise on December 13th, 2022, that Twitch had taken his life. And it's still even going back to that moment. Something, I don't know, just did not sit well with me. I know a lot of people had the conversation of, oh, well, sometimes depression looks a certain way where people will look happy and they're still depressed, like Robin Williams and so forth. And yes, that can happen. But the details of this story of how Twitch passed away, something still did not sit well with me. I wanted to show y'all first one of the videos. Yes, Joanne, I was too. Hey, Sonny, welcome. Of him and his wife doing his one of his last dances. They often dance together. And let me see, let me pull that up. And this was the last video that they did together. Hey, Dare to Search, welcome. Oh, you know what, y'all? Hold on. Thank you, V. I forgot to take the overlay. Y'all probably like, we can't see nothing. My bad. See, sometimes we have little errors. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me know we can't see. Okay. Sonny said, I'm glad you're covering this. I had mixed feelings about the way people are coming after her. Yes, Sonny, we're going to get into it because I see both sides. I really do. And so, and I'm going to, talk about why I feel certain ways. Something don't smell right with the Twitch situation. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I just saw y'all's. I was on the other screen, so I really couldn't see. Let me try that again. Okay. Rewind. Wow. Rest in peace, Twitch. So my thing is, around that time, we saw that video. A lot of people started a conversation. You would notice in the chats, people were somewhat not just in shock, but skeptical about the details surrounding his death and his wife's reactions to certain things. We really have not heard from his wife about this situation since then. Nothing has really been spoken of, okay, until now. Now, his wife, Allison Hoker, now has a new book coming out. Let me pull that up. I thought I had that up already. Hold on one second. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so she has a new book, which was shocking that a lot of us really hadn't heard from her since then. And then all of a sudden, this book comes out. And a couple of details that have been released has put Twitch's fans, his family and friends in a frenzy, have put them in a point of frustration, disappointment, and anger. Now, during this time, and we'll see a snippet of an interview that she did, she discussed some things surrounding his death. She stated that allegedly, and let me just say this live is for educational entertainment purposes only, and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. She stated that allegedly she found a box of substances that Twitch had an addiction, and she wasn't aware basically of this until she found a shoebox after his passing with all types of drug products, including shrooms and things of that sort. And so people are like, wait, huh? What? Twitch? And then also saying that she found his journal and allegedly he had written something in there about being touched as a young boy. Now, many are wondering why, after all this time, are you sharing such intimate details and also details that were not even shared then? Okay, because we'll look into what did the autopsy say. He said to leave his kids like that is crazy. Someone must have had something on him. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to look into a few things. Hey, Janelle, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, if y'all would like to buy a coffee, Aries Black has shared the link in the chat. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. Yes, same to you. Hey, TC, welcome. Thank you for joining, sis. So a lot of people were shocked and they are like, oh my goodness, why are you bringing out such sensitive details surrounding Twitch's death now, out of the blue? And so I want to show you all, look, let me remove this before I show y'all a snippet of her interview with People. Okay. Let's see here. I got so many tabs because we have some things to get into with this. Okay. Not so fast. Not so fast, Allison. With all due respect, let me go over to the autopsy report. Now, nearly 6 months after Twitch's death, an autopsy report was provided with details about his unexpected death. Okay. Now, during the time, his wife said, oh, no one had an inkling that he was low. He didn't want people to know. He just wanted to be everyone's Superman and protector. The autopsy report obtained by the Times cleared up some unanswered questions, confirming that there were no drugs or alcohol found in the dancer's system at the time of his death. The report also stated that per his family, Twitch or Boss had no history of suicidal ideation or suicide attempts. Which I find quite interesting. So if he had all of this stuff in there, let's just say that that's true, it was not found in his system during the time of his death. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Word like B, what did he do to you? Right. Okay. I'm just trying to understand where is this newfound information? Why is that coming out? I'm not saying she's lying. However, what does that have to do with his death? If that is the focus, why is his autopsy report showing something different? Okay, keep that, bookmark that in your minds. All right, let's go back. We just had to put a pause. Okay, we had to put a pause because we're not. Keep going. Let me stick to the think out things. It is healing. It is therapeutic. But to add certain details about the death, it leaves people shocked because this part should have been confirmed if that was in his system during the time of the autopsy, which is causing people to wonder what is the motive behind this book. Now, after hearing about all of this, it brought me back to a video, and I actually did a reaction on Sloan Bella's reading of Twitch. Now, let me just say with the Sloan Bella thing, y'all, hey, it's to me entertainment, but I listen to some of the stuff because I was like, wait a minute, something is off. And Sloan Bella, the information that she was getting during this particular reading probably is closer because y'all gonna see how this thing had layers. That thing led to me to look up something else, which I mean, hey, okay, now I could probably see some of this stuff happening as opposed to what his wife is trying to make it look like. And you will see why I say these things. So take this walk with me this morning. So let me show you all first a snippet of the reading from Sloan Bella. Okay. Let's see.
First thing I saw is they tried to shut him up. They literally tried to shut him up. He's have shit stuck in his mouth, and I'm not talking about a gun. I'm talking about like socks or stuffing or some kind of clothing put into his mouth to shut him the fuck up. Okay. Period. This is a business transaction that they came to collect on. The reason he went to the motel on the day that he passed, or the day before he passed, is because he was told that he would be doing this business deal and it would just be a matter of signing papers, not a problem. He did not want his wife to know because she was not familiar with the business arrangements that he made prior to marrying her. Okay, this was his business. I can understand it to a degree.
And for those of you that are not aware, may have forgotten, remember that Twitch's body was found by a housekeeper in a motel not far from his home. His car, everything was at his house. Now, his wife eventually did call and make a missing persons report. And the way that they found him was, you know how like you're supposed to check out at a certain time in a hotel? Well, because he hadn't checked out, they went up there to look for him. And that's when they found him. Hi, PM. Welcome. Good afternoon. Well, one of my things before she continues is something I've always thought about that incident. If it was a self-inflicted wound, unless he had a silencer on that weapon. Her name is Sloan Bella Joanne. She does different readings on various people. Now, hey, on the spiritual side of that, I'm like, I look at it as entertainment just to kind of see what she was going to say when I saw this on Facebook, okay, one time. And I was like, wow. I was always wondering during that time, how come no one ever heard the gunshot? Like, it seems like unless there was a silencer, somebody next door, on the same floor, it seems like should have heard something. Okay. And that part just always stood out to me on that part. Okay, when he unalived himself allegedly. I have followed this. My opinion is she knew it was a sacrifice. Ooh. Oh my goodness. But wait to see where this goes.
That is where some of the sadness came in, but they literally shoved a sock in his mouth. This was...
It starts with a belief.
When you watch those movies and they put a person in a chair and they tie them up and they ask them fucking questions and they're like, give me the answer. And the person, when they bend their fingers back and they put something in their mouth and the person's trying to scream and they can't get out of there. So they finally just, whatever the person wants them to say, or they break their fingers. This is what was going on. The reason his wife went to the police station as opposed to calling the police and saying my husband is missing, like his car is out in the driveway, is because she was tipped off and she became frantic. She was unaware of it, but then tipped off. This was something that was lurking below their I guess their interactions as a family, that this threat could come up. Now, here's the kicker, because I had no idea why anybody would want to shove a.
Hold on, y'all. Let me refresh. Oh, did it close it? Hold on 1 second. Thank you for your patience. Interesting. Let's see. They might have taken a video. They're like, oh, Bella, Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me go back in. See, I had all my stuff ready. Now here we go. It might have been too many tabs open. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Let everyone know that we are live. Okay. My son was. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Y'all, let me go out and come right back. Don't go anywhere. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Good morning, Kathleen. Okay, I think it came back. Let's see.
Trying to take this person down. What if they were on the side of, say, a group of people like FBI, CIA, I don't know who, but some sort of governmental agency like that? And what if he agreed to tell them something or to gather said information and or to wear a wire? What if that's what happened? Because I am actually saying that's what happened. It's not even a what if. That's what I feel happened. So I feel like Stephen was actually gathering information because there was something that he knew about that was so egregious to him that it was not a problem for him to go behind this person's back and to gather information. I don't feel his wife knew about it at all. I do feel that he had emotional issues when it came to his sex life because I feel he was kind of hidden about that, like on the down low. And I feel like that's kind of how they came to him. I feel like they sent a male friend person to him that he trusted and liked and hung around with and still had a married life and still did that, whatever, to each his own. But this person said, you know, this is what's going on over here with this person. We need this information. You can get this information from this person. And then what I'm seeing is kind of like a spaghetti dinner around the table with this particular person, and I'm not even sure he ate spaghetti. Okay, that's the weird thing. I don't know why I'm being shown the spaghetti. Anyhow, a dinner party, information, plans going down, information happening. And then I hear I was a targeted individual. I was a targeted individual. I was a targeted individual. Okay, so there was an amount of stalking, targeting, information being used against him. They were running frequencies through his thinking, right? Like frequencies. So one day he felt this way, one day he felt that way, but he knew it wasn't him. There was information gathering. I'm gathering information. I'm gathering a docket against this person. I have paperwork. I saw this. I heard this. I went to parties.
Now, even at this time, a lot of people, hey, Dreamy Girl, hey, sis, welcome. A lot of people were wondering, was she referring to Ellen? Okay. Like I said, all this is alleged. Okay. Was she referring to Ellen, or who was it powerful enough that he would have known that he could have possibly been gathering information on if this was actually done? Okay. And talking about, kind of asking questions and so forth. That could be a scary situation. So allegedly she was saying that he went there to meet someone at this motel to kind of give that information, okay, that he had been gathering.
I understand what's going on. I absolutely understand what's going on. So I will help you because I have heard about this. Now, it's not just his boss who he was working for. There are other people involved with this, and there were other people that he was speaking about. That now, and here's another thing. Okay, so I understand that they found the body in the hotel in Encino. Okay, so I understand that.
Find your perfect domain name and start turning
the Oak Tree Inn. I understand that no one heard a gunshot. I understand that allegedly, as usual, it was the taking of your life and moving yourself off the planet of your own volition. I don't feel that's actually what happened. And I also don't necessarily feel that they should be saying that's what happened, because I think it would be obvious that it wasn't by the way the body looked and the injuries looked, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking what happened, and I'm hearing now. So electronics were brought to the meeting in the hotel. There was a meeting with a male friend. Okay, there was a meeting with a male friend. Said male friend was connected to this surveillance operation. I'm literally going to say that. Male friend said, let's look at this on the computer. They need to check the computer. I don't know what information was taken off his computer. I don't even know if they can get into the computer. But everything was left very, very like nothing was touched except for him. Earlier. He was touched. He was brutalized and he was targeted. He was
okay. Yes, Dreamy Girl, we said that earlier. We read that autopsy report. He did not have any drugs or alcohol in his system. Now, something else when she just said that comes to mind. Like I said, that part of reading, entertainment for me, this is what, hey, she does this on different people, and some stuff has been true that she's gotten a reading for, okay? Now, my thing is also this. At that motel, there should have been surveillance video, okay? Most hotels, motels have video cameras everywhere. Who entered that hotel? Who entered the hotel? Who went to his room? Did anyone else go to that room? Did anyone else leave out? Okay. What did he have when he came into the hotel? See, my thing, and this is another issue that a lot of people said, is this was not thoroughly investigated. Okay, when he passed away, they did not do a thorough investigation. They said, oh, self-inflicted wound. But she's saying, okay, hey, based off of the position and all of that, the body and so forth, it could have looked another way. Okay, so that's what people were calling for. His family even kind of gave a little hint that something's not right with all of this during that time. But because they were not looking into it, we didn't see any traction or anything like that. A lot of people just got quiet about it. No one really spoke up. And then I saw her video come across my feed in Facebook. Someone had done a reaction to this, a little short reel. And so I did a reaction to it, If y'all want to go back and watch that video later, I did one over Sloan Bella's reading for Twitch and Sloan Bella's reading for Whitney Houston as well. I think it was Whitney. Yes, Whitney. Okay, because I didn't realize that Whitney until that video when she went and her hair was wet and she was talking to Brandy. Brandy was doing an interview with Clive Davis, and Whitney's hair was wet. I didn't know that she almost drowned before she actually did drown. How come we didn't know these details, this information back then? See, some of this stuff starts coming out later. Look at how we're finding out a lot of stuff about P. Diddy and all these different celebrities. That stuff is coming out after the fact. Okay, so I'm not discounting anything she's saying. Of course, this stuff has not been proven to be true. However, it does provide more insight into some of the suspicions that some people already had. There was not a thorough investigation about this. And to me, that's not fair. Okay, they should have looked into it. His wife got quiet. Nothing else was said. Oh, and wait till y'all hear about the funeral. I didn't even know about some of the dealings of the funeral. See, people, she messed up because now people are starting to speak out about stuff we didn't even know about. The funeral, NDAs having to be signed. Who has to sign an NDA to attend the funeral? Okay, none of that came out. So I'm not discounting. I keep stuff up in my mental note because already this book, it's giving me some suspicions if you're adding details that have not already been put out there. And we already know that during the time of his death, the autopsy report showed that he was clean, no drugs or alcohol. So none of that even matters. Even if you did find something like that, why is that to bring that up now, trying to tarnish this man's legacy? He's not here to defend himself against that. Why share some intimate details from his journal? What does that do for him now? Okay, what does that do for him now is all I'm saying. Yes, Aries, yes. I was like, wait a second. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not discounting, not to say I believe everything. Hey, I take it as entertainment. Okay. Hi, Tip. Why write a book and profit from his death? Why bring it to the public? Why tarnish the legacy of the man you love? I have so many questions. Exactly. That part. Okay. That's all we're saying. Why now? Oh, but we shall see some things in a second. Hopefully my video plays.
Was targeted to do this, but it's like layers of stuff happening. So
It's buffering. It is layers. It really is, y'all. Once I dug into this thing. Oh, it's buffering. Okay, let's see.
he did turn evidence against a high entertainment person. This is literally like he was surveilling them and they were surveilling him.
Like a double agent.
The frequencies of his thinking or the way that he thinks and the way that his brain went, I don't feel he took his own life. I just don't. And I don't feel the depression was quite the way they made me write the letter. They made me write the letter. Mm-hmm. I had to write the letter. They made me write the letter. I don't even feel like that was the letter he wanted. They literally, think of an episode of The Sopranos. I'm being guided to tell you that. Think of an episode of The Sopranos. This is what happened. This is like a targeted, gang-stalked individual who was on the correct side over here with getting information about a particular person who was nefarious in their actions and targeted other individuals. And he was talked into it, although reluctantly, not that he didn't want to do it, but he knew that it could bring about harm to him. Also, when it comes to the wife, she was literally unaware of this, but yet aware of it kind of peripherally around the side because of things he said. And he was deeply disturbed by what was going on. But that's not like enough reason for him to do this himself. And he didn't do this himself. He did not do this himself. Okay. This was not something he did himself. I feel like his family knows that. I feel like the reason that they were reacting so weirdly is because
Sorry, y'all. It's buffering. Yeah. So while it's buffering, yes, the family did have questions about this during that time. They did have questions. Okay, let me stop screen. Okay.
about the person that they came to me because they had ammunition about me, but not in the same way. He really had a lot of shame about his actions, although I feel like he told his wife early on. So I feel like his wife knew when she married him what his preferences.
No, you're fine, Kathleen. He was the DJ. I don't know if you used to watch the Ellen show, but he was her DJ. He did a lot of TikTok dance videos and so forth. And so that's what we predominantly know him from, is from the Ellen show. And he allegedly, like they're saying, the report says was self-inflicted wound on December 13th, 2022. I can't even believe it's been that long, y'all. It doesn't even seem like it.
Were as far as like romantically, physically, sexually. And I feel like she loved him and I feel like he loved her. But I also feel like there's a huge disconnect between the two. And it's not even really fair for me to say that. I just feel like you couldn't really get to know him because he wouldn't really let you inside. But they did put a sock in his mouth. I keep going back to that. He was on a chair, hands tied behind his back, threatened 3 men screaming at him. One of them is his friend, possibly lover, somebody who could be considered a lover. I have information. There's the paperwork. I brought it to you. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? What are you doing? This is not our arrangement. This is not our deal. Why are you doing this to me? You need to write this. Oh, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Okay. Just please don't do this. And so I feel with him, I can hear the wording in my head. I feel with him, and I'm going to say something. He has a funny sense of humor in that hands are crossed like this, watching me like, what the fuck is she saying? But this is what I'm picking up from him. I'm sorry. It just made me laugh. Just popped into my head like that. Like, what the fuck? Such a confusion around his death. Something to do with the computer, the information, the tapes, the recorded information. So I don't know if I'm talking voice or tape or both. I feel like I'm talking both. This man had just like so much information against this particular person. Now, how did she find out? Double
Agent.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover
double person, turncoat, double person, double agent. That's what I'm trying to say. Double agent. There's men involved in this. There's a bunch of people involved in this. So there was a whole group of people. Targeted individual. I was targeted. I was targeted because I was close to these people, because I was trusted by these people who immediately picked up. And by the way, when we're talking about the targeted individual, we're talking behind the scenes, not like necessarily like, somebody stalking you going down the street. This is on an energetic level. He's saying They literally could spy on me at any time and day. That is why I went away from my home to meet them. This is why, because whoever this man is that met him in the hotel is somebody that's been to his house in front of his family. So this is somebody that's known, and they couldn't have the kind of conversation that this man needed to have with him.
Wow. So y'all, if this is true, what she's saying is there was someone possibly allegedly close to him that he was gathering information on a person to give to that person. However, the person was also working with the other person and probably told that he's snitching on them. Okay. And had this information. Now, when she goes into that, she's talking in first person, like it's him saying it, like, what are you doing? Don't do this. I brought the information. You could feel the fear. I know I did when I first saw this. Like he was pleading, like I did what y'all wanted me to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, someone snitched that he was snitching. Double agent.
In order to find out information. And it's really weird because this man who encouraged him to get information, like wear a wire, take pictures, ask stupid questions, whatever it was, this man is the double agent. So he uses his sex in both directions. He uses his friendliness in both directions. He targets, he zeroes in, he gets what he needs, and then he turncoats it on both sides. Okay. So this is a flipping of energy. And it's really interesting because they wanted to know who knew what this guy knew, Stephen, who knew what he knew. He definitely was aware of the occult. He was aware of the undercurrent. I don't want anyone to touch my wife or kids. I want no one to go near my wife or kids. That's why she panicked. She absolutely knew that this was going down, but didn't quite understand exactly why this would be going down, and knows that this was not her husband's actions of his self, of his own actions. This is not what he did. That's why she went to the police station. She was given the information that she could go. She had a very bad feeling, and she kind of was given the information. I can now.
Well, Kathleen, originally it wasn't an investigation. His wife reported him missing after his car was at home. He didn't come home. She went to the police station to say that her husband had been missing. Well, during the checkout time, he never came downstairs, and I guess they called or sent someone up there. And hey, Shelly, welcome. The other Shelly's in the building. And so when the housekeeper went up there, she found him unalived, self-inflicted wound. And a lot of people questioned the details surrounding that. They questioned the details surrounding that. And people were calling for an investigation, but there was no investigation that actually took place. Now, Sloan Bella, the lady that's talking now, those of you who are coming in, she does readings for different people, a lot of celebrities. Now, a lot of people, thank you, Tasha, for that super sticker. I appreciate it, sis. Thank you so much. Yes, y'all, if you would like to show support, free ways is to hit the like button, okay? Also, your comments and watching the ads. And then if you would like to send an extra birthday blessing or show support, you're welcome to send super stickers, super chats, Cash App, or coffee. And that link is in the chat. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. I believe he was DL. He didn't want that to come out. I believe he had something on Ellen. That's why. And hey, TNT, that's why all that stuff came out about her. She ended her show. These celebs sell their souls for fame. And you know what? I believe that stuff that came out about her, I believe it was true too. I do believe it was some truth to that. And yeah, they tried to work that. Now, I don't know. I don't want to put that out there, but the DL stuff, I don't know. But see, the Ellen stuff, that was already out. But I don't know. You just never know. That is so true. You just never know. Okay, Kathleen, and you're not ignorant of it. I know some things we don't know who, and I'm glad that you brought that up because some people may not have known too who he was. So thank you for sharing. Diddy and Ellen were close. Yes. Did he find out about Diddy's seedy ways? Was he gathering intel on Diddy? Diddy has been known to eliminate those that go against him, allegedly. So many questions. Right. That was another theory that came out. Was it Diddy that he was collecting information on? Was he asking Ellen? Okay. Hey, we don't know who the other person is, if this really happened, I believe it as well. Something just does not sit well with me with this. Maybe that's why Ellen never came out and said nothing about his passing. Hello? Okay. She did that one video where she was crying, no makeup and stuff like that. And then if you think about it, Ellen had two people close to her that died in some suspicious manners. Okay. What was her former wife's name? What was that lady's name? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Da, 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 da. Oh, what was her name, y'all? But y'all remember when she got into that accident and her car, I forgot, I think her car crashed or something, and they had her on the little gurney to put her in the back of the ambulance. Y'all, that lady popped up. They had the little thing over her, the little coroner's bag. That lady sat up on the gurney, and people caught the glimpse of it because the helicopters, Portia, yes. Anne, was it Anne Heche? Yeah. Okay, not Portia, but Anne Heche, yes. And right when they were putting her inside of the ambulance, her body popped up and she was looking around trying to get up. And lo and behold, y'all, they said that lady passed away. Now, what happened? Why did we see her popping up like that? It was weird. So it's too many people, okay, with some suspicious things that happened around their time of death. And so a lot of people were wondering, Ellen and this stuff with Diddy was going. So it's like a lot that it could have been, which is why I don't say, oh, I don't believe this lady. No, some things I try to glean from some stuff because I may not believe everything, but it just puts a different perspective on some things that could have taken place. Yes, that scene was horrible. Okay, Anne Heche. That's who it was. Hi, Sunshine. Welcome. Yes.
I'll go to the police station to let them know to find him. And she was hoping that they wouldn't find him the way that they found him. But it's interesting because he went there to keep people away from her. And the way that she talks after he dies is to protect their children because they threatened his wife and children. They threatened his family. They threatened everything about him. I did not think they would do this to me. They literally stuffed a sock down his throat and shut him up and then got the information they needed. They did something with a computer and or electronics where there were information and it was completely left pristine and untouched, but it's too pristine. So somebody should check that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I was dead about 4 hours before they found me. So I actually feel he died early on the morning that he was supposed to check out, maybe 4 hours before checkout. And I don't even know when checkout is. It's different everywhere, but there was an issue with this. He was fucking targeted. Okay. Targeted. There's several people doing the same thing that he was doing who were trying to make things right by taking the action that they felt would be in the best interest of saving other people or saving other energies from what they were going through. And and there's some kind of fraud against his name and against his person and against his property. Somebody committed some kind of fraud or took paperwork and switched signatures, which they had him do on the day he died. So don't think for 1 minute that he was some kind of an asshole who didn't take care of his family. I am being told that he actually did have a will, but that was taken. Okay. So I feel like he had a will. I feel like he always had a will. I feel like he knew this was going to happen. And let me see, I go back to 2017, 2018. That's when things started to get bad for him. That's when things started to happen. That's when they started to target him. And they started to target him because they could see that there were certain things that were not going to be okay with him. There were certain things on an ethical level that were not okay with him. So they started to target him. And it was a trick. It was you do this for us, we do this for you. And then they ambushed him. They literally sideswiped him and ambushed him. So I'm feeling like this was someone else's hand that took him off the planet. This was somebody else's doing. I do feel that the letter he wrote was forced. This is not a letter he wrote. I don't even write letters like that. I don't even do that.
And there was a suicide letter found.
So if he were going to remove himself from the planet, he was not going to do that. And let me preface it with this. He talks a lot about things he saw, things he did energetically, rituals he performed in, meaning energy rituals, pulling energies in or heightening energies around what he was doing, which was neither here nor there. It's kind of like incantations type of things. Nobody's getting hurt, that kind of thing. He is talking about he did not have the urge to take his own life. But if you understand the energy of that, his energy was very vulnerable and very open at the same time. So you could conceivably say he had a deep well of personality because he opened that energy in such a way that you could feel just the tide of energy. But there was a sock stuffed in his mouth. He was threatened. The note was written in his own handwork while he was being threatened. His family was threatened. His wife was threatened. His kids were threatened, all of them. And he pleaded with them. And this is not the way. The note was forced written. So if you have a gun pointed at someone's head and you tell them to write, Little Red Riding Hood on a piece of paper for whatever reason, they're going to do it because you still believe you might be able to get yourself out of that situation.
You know what? I don't know if they ever said what was on that note. But they did say that there was a letter left behind. Now, allegedly, I don't know if they've professed this outwardly, that Twitch and his wife was a part of this 7M group. Okay. Now, with the 7M, they actually, y'all, I didn't realize that there is a TikTok cult called the 7M Dancing for the Devil, a docuseries on Netflix. Okay. Now, y'all, I told y'all this thing has layers. Oh my goodness. With this, if you're a part of this, they do different things if you're a part of this particular group. This documentary series is streaming on Netflix now, and I'm actually going to watch it. I really want to watch it. It talks about the formation of a management company called 7M Films by founder Robert Sheehan, who is also the pastor of a Shekinah church. And during this, it talks about how the members, some former members, talked about how they were abused and manipulated, during this cult-like environment. Now, he wasn't too fond of them saying that his organization is a cult. But the family members of some of the people that are going to show on here said that they started acting totally different once they became a part of this. Now, this was founded in 2021. And the lines between his church and the talent management company have always been kind of blurry. Okay. Now, I wanted to say this. Now, this particular pastor, this guy right now, it says one of his most controversial practices was telling his followers that they need to die to themselves and their families. One former 7M dancer explains the concept of dying to yourself means that whatever you want or whatever you need, you have to die to it. Because whenever you do that, it'll come back to life and resurrect. Now, he is currently According to CNN, he has filed a defamation and trade libel suit against former church members who claimed he is running a cult. Three of the former 7M dancers joined a cross complaint with the former church members against Shan, his wife, their entities, and other affiliated individuals. In the suit, they accused the defendants of fraud, forced labor, and human trafficking, as well as uh, this guy, the owner, of sexual battery. And this suit is ongoing. And guess what? It's expected to go to trial this year in July. Okay. Now, if they were a member of this, y'all, this, I'm telling y'all, this thing here, it goes deep. Okay. This man is now about to go to trial for allegedly doing some things. Okay. So if you start thinking about all of these things, and if him and his wife was a part of this, where could this have gone? Okay. What could have happened behind the scenes? Because this is some weird stuff. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, Keywan, I just saw you coming in here. So, Joanne, you watched it. Keywan said, y'all, this is so insane because you never know what people do behind closed doors. Yes. And if it was some type of incantation, all that hoodoo, witchcraft stuff, you open yourself, you have to be careful with that stuff. You're opening yourself up to some different stuff. Okay. Different spirits, energy, all of that different stuff going on there. You have to be careful. That town is literally on fire today. Yes. Prayers for those that are affected by the fire. We're hearing of more celebrities that are losing their homes in these fires. We are praying for everyone in California that they can, get out. Y'all, it's just horrible. I did a video last night and showed some of the footage, and it's horrible. It's horrible what's happening there. And so, y'all, this thing gets deep. This man goes to trial in July. So ironic that Twitch's wife has this book out right now to make it look a certain way. Could it have been that Twitch was collecting some evidence? We don't know. Allegedly, who knows? Okay, but the timing of certain things make me question. Now, y'all, I was watching this content creator yesterday, Willie D, and he was talking about some of the responses that were coming out from family members. Okay, once his wife announced this book and these details, these shocking details, and I wanted to show y'all because even at the funeral, okay, none of this stuff has been discussed before. Thank you, Joanne, for that super sticker. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you so much. Some of this hasn't been discussed before. And so I was like, when you have some stuff coming out, the family starts speaking up. I'm like, uh-oh. So now we finding out some stuff. So let me show y'all just a snippet of he's going to share some of the family, their posts and what they've said since they've spoken out since this new book is coming out.
Coming forward saying that they are suspicious of the wife. Well, I called that from day one. Courtney Ann Platt said this on Instagram.
Yeah, I apologize. It's raining, snowing
At
here.
Texas Virtual Academy at Hallsville, we know your child is one of a kind, and their school should be too.
Come on, internet. This is my last video. But yeah. Oh, you watch Willie D? This was my first time watching him. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on, y'all. 1 second. And I had to close some of my tabs. Okay, so Tip said, wow, that's okay. I'm gonna come back to Tip.
I stood by your side on your wedding day.
Oh, the devil is a liar. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Tube said maybe this cult is why she won't let Twitch family see the kid. You know, Tip, thank you. You following along. Okay? Because that's one of the things.
I was in your home the day he died.
Yes.
I was by your side because your husband was my family. It didn't matter how often we spoke, how often we saw each other. We were bonded forever. This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life. We all had to sign some weird NDA to attend his funeral. Even his own mother, who you've treated like garbage this entire time. And I can't read the rest of it because the words got cut off. Also, a woman who claims to be his cousin, Twitch's cousin, said this: yeah, I don't give a F about an NDA. This crazy woman made me and his entire family, including, sign an NDA just to even attend the funeral. She's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuses to let the Boss family see the children. Wow. Only to exploit and lie on my cousin. Hell no. Wow. That was from Big L on Instagram, WTH Dariel. People are starting to speak out. Some, you might say, are starting to wake up. Y'all didn't see this?
Come on.
Well, some of you did.
I did.
But wow, man, just the way that the media rushed to judgment.
Yes, CNC.
Just the way the law enforcement rushed to judgment. Just the way that Allison rushed to accept that her husband, her loving husband, the loving father, the loving friend, the loving son, was just off himself. It did not make sense. Even if you had some trauma from way back in the gap,
y'all make
getting through it, man.
Let everyone know.
You got your wife intact. You got your kids intact. You got your family. You got a close situation with your brother. Your friends. You're getting money. You're famous. You kill yourself?
Right, Tasha.
No. I do not believe Allison is telling the entire story.
Come on.
I believe that there's much more to this story. And I concur with the people who have said that this was very tacky of her to expose this so-called drug addiction that Twitch had. Somebody said that Twitch was not on drugs. He was using marijuana and he was trying to quit. She's talking about mushrooms and pills and all that, but this is what happens a lot of times when people might be mixed up in something. And so they try to throw it off the scent by throwing different things out there to throw you off, to get you off your game. So if they can muddy the water enough, then, you can't see. You can't see the forest for the trees. I don't trust this woman. I don't believe her. And I do believe if she was a Black woman, that this death, this so-called suicide death of her husband would not have been accepted so fast by the media nor the general public. That's right, I said it. It is a big difference in the way that they cover homicide by race. Yeah, I don't trust it. I say justice for Stephen Twitch Foss and whoever's involved in his murder, because I do believe he was murdered. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock those uncivilized mutts up. No more talk.
Wow. 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 Okay. A lot of people do not agree with her timing and her adding these details. Now, like I said, even if that's true, what does that have to do with his death? That was not found in his system. So if y'all were going to pull something, you should have pulled it back then and put it in the report. Okay. Isn't that what some of the other people were doing allegedly? Fixing it to make it look like a certain way. This man's legacy stands, okay? And we're not all crazy and not taking everything like, oh, okay, he had that. Okay. No, some of us have questions. And my question to her is, ma'am, what does that have to do with his death? If that's not in the autopsy, why now? And in some of these details, my thing is from Sloan Bella, whether you believe her or not, some stuff can be looked into. Okay? If we're going to do, how about we do a thorough investigation? Pull the footage. Okay, pull the footage. See were there any other men that came into that building. Some of these things can be looked into. What was the position of his body? Okay, was there a silencer? How come no one heard the gunshots? Like, we have questions still. This makes that really, when we had questions back then, you kind of, the sleeping dogs would just land. We kind of shut up about it. Okay, the woman was grieving, his kids grieving, his family grieving. So then you don't want to add too much extra, stuff going on, but we still just knew something wasn't right. And now, lo and behold, here she goes with this book. And it's brought people back out to talk about this. Something is not right. And I pray that justice is served for him, that someone will look into the details of what really happened. Yes, really uncivilized mutts is correct. Right. High elegant extortion. Yes. Okay. What did TNT say? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. If he was on drugs, why expose it now? Exactly. Can the wife get life insurance money if someone unalives himself in California? That's a great question. And what happened to the will? See, these types of things. Okay, let's look into it. What happened to the will? What was that paperwork that he had to sign? Okay. Was he under duress during the signing of that letter? What did the letter say? Like, these are questions. We got questions. Okay, we have questions. What did the letter say? Why wasn't the house looked into, investigated? It was so convenient. Okay, if y'all think about it, it was so convenient. Oh, let's meet up at a motel. He didn't want to meet the person at his house. So the crime scene is not at home. It was at the motel or hotel. Because if it was at home, see, we're not crazy. Then you would have had to look into things there as well. No one could have found that box then. The alleged box with all of this stuff in it. But it's your word that that's what you found. Interesting that it just comes out now. B said, and because they ruled it suicide, they didn't subpoena the hotel for the surveillance video. Exactly. Why would they need that? If they didn't really do an investigation, a man of this, a celebrity, because to me, I consider him a celebrity. I mean, hey, some people may not, but hey, we knew him. He did a lot of great things. And y'all just went in there and said automatically this, and like Willie D said, if that was a different type of situation, or sometimes different races, they take much, they take it a little less serious. Okay. There should have been a thorough investigation. Let's just make sure. Can 7 more people hit the like? Thank you, Dreamy Girl. Just tap the little thumbs up. It is free of charge. Could they have looked into this a little more? Now, I hope his family right now get some type of order to put a pause on this book. Because sis thinks she's about to go around. She's doing her interviews. I'm pretty sure people paid her rights, gave her a good amount of change. Okay. I was subpoenaed to have this book paused. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Because my thing is this: if you're going to spread things that were not included in the autopsy and not a part of an investigation, we need to put a pause on that book from going forward so that we can look into this. If that was my family member, because now it seems like you're spreading. Y'all remember with Kim Porter, that book came out, and come to find out, some parts of that were not from her. They're not like real parts. They were able to stop that. Okay. So they may need to put a pause and look into this. That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping his family, they don't just let this slide like that. If I was his family, I would not have signed the NDA. I wouldn't have went to the funeral, and we would have had our own separate service. Okay. V, thank you for bringing that up. Why in the world do you need an NDA at a funeral? What was the point of that? That's what I want to know. When anytime a person tries to get you to sign an NDA, it's something they don't want you to say. Now, also with that V2 is, I want to know would they have allowed, unless they did a memorial service, because allegedly the family has not even been able to see the kids since he passed away. So why are you keeping the kids away from the family? Miss Allison, we just have questions. Okay, why are the kids being held, away from the rest of the family? Why did they have to sign NDAs? I've never heard at some of these celebrity funerals where they were asked to sign NDAs. So why? I'm just curious to know. They only allow one like. Oh, Kathleen, thank you. If you already hit it, that's fine. You're so sweet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's trying to cash it. Hello. She's trying to cash in. Now, B said her trifling self had them sign the NDA so that way when she came out with this trifling book, they wouldn't come out and say nothing. Exactly. Now let me look at one thing that I came across it earlier. I think did she have another? Yes, she had another book. It was a children's book called Keep Dancing Through. She did have a children's book. So this is her newest book, This Far, My Story of Love, Loss, and Embracing the Light. Well, that's not the name. Wait, hold on. Let me click. I'm looking at another article. Let me pull up the book. This is the new book. But yes, I will put a pause on that. We have questions. His family has questions. Like, that has nothing to do. And what proof? We need to see proof. They also said recently that his wife isn't hurting for money, so why does she need to put the book out? Right. But elegant extortion. Did you hear that the guy that's over the 7M management, and they call it a cult? Okay. He's about to go to trial in July. of this year. Okay. So I don't know if anything they're afraid something might come out. Because guess what? Let's say Sloan Bella, some of the stuff she said was true. Who's to say that the information that he was possibly collecting was not also given to someone else? What if it's copies of some stuff out there and they don't know? So when people don't want something to come out, they try to tarnish your reputation ahead of time to make people think that you're this way or that you're a liar or that, people can't believe you. They were doing this. They try to get ahead of it just in case. So the timing of all of this, okay, is a little suspicious too. And I want to follow that trial in July and see what comes of that. And if you weren't in here earlier, we were referring to the guy who's over the 7M. Really, they say TikTok cult, but TikTok, like a management company. He kind of runs that. He's like, oh yeah, and y'all, the church that he's over, this Robert Sheehan person, you can only be a part of that church. It's invite only. So it's not just something out there where you could just say, oh, I'm going to go to that church, see how they do stuff over here. Let's see what's going on up in here. No, it's invite only. That's interesting. What kind of marriage did they have? You know what? On the surface, it looked like a great marriage. They look happy, but we never know what people go through behind closed doors. She said sometimes, he wouldn't open up to her as much or, let her know about certain things because he didn't want her to worry and he wanted to be looked at as the Superman of the family, the hero. So, yeah, I don't know the depths of how it was. Tip said, I have questions why she keeps the kids from the family. Exactly. If there's something she doesn't want the children to say, ooh, Tip, you own it. To keep the kids from his family is diabolical. Yes. Is it something you don't want the kids to say, to slip out? That's a very good point. Okay, we just have questions. Hi, Cindy. Good afternoon. Welcome. Yeah, we just have questions. So I am definitely going to watch. I think this is a 3-part series called Dancing for the Devil. The name in itself, they didn't call the man a devil. Okay. I want to watch this and I may do a review on this as well. So y'all know Twitch and his wife, because she was a dancer too, they were probably a part of this. Okay, I think that they were. Let me see. Hold on. I don't want to just say something. I'm saying alleged, but I saw that on another video that they were a part. So let me see. Let's see here. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Stream, table times. Okay. Okay, so Emmett Shear, the founder of Twitch, was an early partner at 7M Management. Okay. In 2012, Shear invested $500,000 in his company, Twitch Interactive, through 7M Management. This investment marked the beginning of 7M's involvement with Twitch. Wow. Wow. So it gets interesting, y'all. It's layers to this thing. It really is.
This ice.
Yes, y'all. So we're going to see where this goes. I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to be conversation surrounding this. His wife is probably going to speak out if she already hasn't spoken out. She's going to speak out about the backlash that she's getting. What kind of relationship did his family have with the wife? You know what? I don't know. Because, the mom, even I was just about to say that they pay her. Oh, I'm pretty sure they pay her. Yes, People magazine did an interview and an article. So I'm pretty sure she got paid for at least that so far. Now Twitch's mom, let me pull that up. Let's see. It was some issues there. Um Surrounding the time, that she found out, and things of that sort after his death. So let me read for y'all or give y'all a few of those details because I vaguely remember because that was back in 2022. Okay, so she said in January 9th, this was 2025. Oh, so wait a minute. Wow, y'all, she just spoke out. Hold on. Okay. Oh, she did. This was on Instagram. So her name is Lady Calexa. And she said our family is absolutely, you know what? Well, okay, I'll just read it. Her page name is Lady Calexa at Lady Calexa Calexa. She said, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Stephen Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. Come on now. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this. For the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public's eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor. Connie Boss Alexander. You better go, Mom. Thank you. Okay, so that answers something right there. She's not allowing this to continue. Okay, I know that's right. She said she's protecting her baby. So they're going to fight to defend his honor. And I'm so happy to hear that. Okay. Wow. I just happened to see that when I pulled that up. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then his wife, she spoke out. She said, I guess this is once after she's been seeing some things. She said, to the fans of Stephen and our family and friends, I want to be clear. Girl, let me calm down. My only intention in writing the book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Stephen to help other people. Just like you, I never really knew what happened. And even as I am trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know. If you decide to read the book, hopefully you'll see my intention is to celebrate the love and life I shared with Stephen and our three beautiful children, and also the more complex aspects of both of our lives. I hope that by sharing our full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Stephen. In sharing, I hope that maybe they can catch some of the red flags that I missed before it's too late. Over the course of the last 2 years, I've spoken in detail with, uh, somebody named Namie, as well as the Solomon family and the Defensive Line Foundation to better educate myself on mental health issues so that I can share warning signs with others. All of my proceeds from this book are going to fund the Mental Health Focus Foundation I started in Stephen's honor. Move with Kindness. So, Move with Kindness, the proceeds from the book is going to that organization. My hope is that we don't need to lose another husband, brother, father, or friend to suicide. I believe that if Stephen were able to choose, he would choose to have his story told if it meant saving even one life. Much love to all those who have supported our family these many years. Well, yes, if that's really what happened. Okay, that's all we're saying. Yes, God bless that mother. Yes. Yeah. But my thing is, we didn't know any of this. And it still, to me, does not have anything to do with his death. Now, if it has something to do with his death, where they found this or, his system and so forth, and now she's saying, okay, we found this at home, that's totally different. I'm glad they're speaking out. This is not right. It's not right. Yeah. Exactly what is going on. So the proceeds is going to that organization. I don't know how his family, what their plan is, but yes, I pray that they are able to defend his honor and get justice for him. I pray that they look more into that case, because something I've always felt, and I'm never really wrong about this. If I get that little check in my spirit, like a red flag, something's off. And I truly believe, like when I listened to Sloan Bella, some of the things, that she was saying in that reading, I was like, now I could kind of see some of this happening, but it was never looked into. Y'all know people have ways of hiding stuff, especially if you have money. Oh, yeah, it's ways to get stuff gone. Okay. And evidence and all of that. So, we'll see, but I'm so thankful for each and every one of y'all. Right. Thank y'all so much for joining today. I hope y'all enjoyed it, learned something. Make sure you share it. I'm going to share it with my Facebook family as well, because a lot of people are having some mixed thoughts and feelings about, the release of this book and the details that the wife, Allison, is sharing right now. And now that we know his family is standing up and trying to fight on his behalf, that makes me feel even better. So I'll keep you all posted and updated if anything else comes out about that. Thank you, V. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will be back a little later. So y'all make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed, and hit that bell, because you just never know when I'm going to go live. Yeah, the red flags are flagging. Okay. They are flagging. YouTube V, good snow day mystery. Yes. And I'm a little disappointed in the snow here. Okay. Now, unless our batch is coming a little later, all these pretty pictures that I'm seeing around the DFW, I'm a little jealous. Okay. Because it didn't work out like that for us. We had the Wish T-Move version over here. Thank you, Rebecca. You too. Sunshine said, thank you for putting this together. You're welcome. Look, y'all, my investigative mind goes into play with stuff like this. And it wasn't until I watched that one reel, something stood out. I said, okay, let me look into 7M. When I looked into that and realized they actually have a Netflix series on it, this man is going to court. The timing of this book right now, she can't fool me. I know it's not about the money. It's not. However, the timing of it put up a red flag too. I said, why now? And then I saw that, and now people are saying that. So it's like a lot of layers to this thing. And I hope someone takes it seriously and looks into that. Oh, did they pay? Hey, elegant extortion. You never know. Okay, because with that Sloan Bella, she said that the wife may not have known everything, but she had some clues as to some stuff was going down because of some of the things he said. She may have had some type of clue as far as some stuff going down. But I don't know if she knew the full details. And that was another good point. Why did she go to the police station and not call the police right when she knew that he was missing? She waited and went to the police station. And lo and behold, at that timing, oh my goodness, the housekeeper finds him. Come on, y'all. Okay, thank you, Cindy. I sure will. It's always a great vibe over here. Thank you, Tasha. And I appreciate your support, sis. Thank you so much. You too, Dreamy Girl. Up on the Arkansas-Texas state line, is just starting to snow. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if we missed it or not. It's probably up out of here by now. I said I'll go outside and look and see if any more fell. But thank y'all so much. I really enjoyed you all. Thank you for showing your insight and perspectives. Share the live. Make sure you hit the like button. And until later, see y'all.